Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today we go behind the scenes for the production of whiskey sticks. And I prepare meatballs two ways, Mediterranean and Indian. But first, mark your calendar for April 21st. It's the return of the Youngstown Fleet. Well, Derek McNeil, this is your baby, huh?
It is. I'm so proud of my baby.
Now, this has grown, but what put this idea into your head to begin with last year?
Well, I should say, I got to give all the glory to God. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things that this is his baby, and I'm just the steward of it. But, I just saw an open opportunity for our community to really revitalize itself by allowing entrepreneurs to live out their dream.
And I mean, from last year, Michael was telling me you went from like 30, and now you have over 60 vendors.
Yeah, so when we talked with Emily Place Development about the property, they asked me, well, how much space are you going to need? And I'm like, I don't know. And then he came over after the first flea last year, and he says, looks like you had quite a bit. So from last year to this year, we've almost doubled in size, though. So
what are the requirements for the vendors if they want to be a part of this?
So we do ask you to go online and fill out an application. So it is a juried show. We want to know who you are, what products you want to bring, and we want to get to know you so that we can position you to the community the right way. So a small application, and then we review your product, and then we let you know.
Well, this is an interesting vendor, Deanna Dion, Cleveland Street Glass. So all of this is when your car, because I've had my car broken in. I was eating hot dogs at Steve's, and somebody broke into my car over there, right there off Lorraine. And so what do you go to the scene of the crime and sweep up glass?
Yes, I do. So I just drive around the city and I look for piles of glass on the curb, and those are all left over from car break-ins. And then I clean it and I sort it and make it into this jewelry.
I love this idea. Now this piece here, that is, you melt it?
No, so this is just a big piece of glass that I found, and it's kind of like a stained glass technique to put the metal around it. And other pieces are mixed with resin, and I'm just having a lot of fun with materials, seeing what I can do. Diana from Sugar Bomb Confections makes these beautiful macaroons. They are so colorful. Now, does each color represent a flavor?
Yeah, so we've got, this is raspberry, so it's got a raspberry buttercream and a little raspberry jam in it. We've also got salted caramel, blackberry, and lemon.
Here is a vendor from Pittsburgh. This is Amanda Wolf, Wolf's Den Pottery, and every single piece is made by you.
Yes. Yep.
Do you use any clay from the Monongahela or from any of the riverbanks?
I don't. I use a white porcelain clay. That's why the colors are so bright.
I mean, this is really some beautiful pieces. And how long do you have your own wheel, kiln, and everything at home?
Yep, I have a home studio in Pittsburgh, and I've been making pots for 17 years. So.
And that's the Wolf Den?
Yeah, the Wolf.
It's
at my home. So
at your home?
Den. Yeah.
I mean, these are really beautiful pieces. And is this your first time at the Fleet?
Yes. Yeah, first time in Youngstown. Yeah.
And how's it going?
Good, real good. Yep.
Now, this is an interesting way to recycle books. The Pittsburgh paper girl, Erin, you make the trees, the balls, and what would you call these little sculptures?
I call them like book art sculptures. Yeah. But it's a mix of hand-folded and hand-cut paper.
Where did you get this technique or these ideas?
Well... My grandma, I was really close to her, and when she passed away, she was a bit of a hoarder, so she had, in a good way, not a hoarder.
That's scary.
Sorry, Grandma. But she had tons of music sheets, maps, and I just couldn't throw them away. So I started looking for ways to salvage them, and it kind of started small, and now I'm here, so.
Are these little bird houses?
No, people think that a lot. They're actually it's just hanging artwork. So it's just, I call them book mobiles.
Yeah. The vendors are really diverse. There is clothing, there is food products, really beautiful artists. I mean, this is really worth a trip to the Youngstown Flea. And then when it's all done, you come to the food court of food trucks. Look at all the different offerings, great food, a lot of it organic, a lot of it locally grown. And mark your calendar for the Youngstown Flea. Go to the website, get the dates and times, and come down. It is really worth the trip. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor. Chef Reggie, this looks amazing. What kind of cake is this?
This is our 6-layer Guinness chocolate cake.
Well, I think I'll be enjoying that, Phil.
Absolutely delicious, Reggie.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You guys enjoy it.
Okay.
Thank you,
I gotta tell you, I love what you've done with the place. Your cabin chic interior looks great over here.
It's warmer and more welcoming. We use reclaimed lumber to really create that earthy feeling, and everything else that we've done in the past, we're just gonna do more of. We are gonna support the local farmers, the local breweries, come up with creative ideas on the menu, everything that our customers want to embrace so that they can eat, drink, and celebrate right here at Magic Tree Pub and Eatery.
That is a great mantra. And eat, drink, celebrate, repeat.
Cheers.
Cheers, Phil.
Benjamin Moore paints and stains are the best you can buy, and R&S Paint is where you want to buy them. Your possibilities are endless because Benjamin Moore is an innovator in color technology. Our comfortable environment makes your color choice easy. R&S Paint, rnspaint.com.
Mayflower Woolham is your full-service independent insurance agency for what matters most. Home, auto, life, boat, RV, umbrella. We'll find the right product at the right price for your family. Mayflower Woolham with 3 locations to serve you.
Here at the Upstairs, we cater to everyone. When you come through the door, I treat you as though you're my friend. So there's all kinds of options here at the Upstairs. There's something on that menu for everyone. Great food, friendly service, very clean restaurant. There's a lot of restaurants, a lot of good restaurants in our community. So I always feel honored when someone comes here. I want everybody coming through that door to leave here with a good experience.
Join the Island Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available. Given is living.
Domestic Juvenile Court is no place for on-the-job training. Magistrate Pico is ready to serve as judge.
Trumbull County's families, our children, deserve the most qualified candidate, and that candidate is Magistrate Jack Pico.
Magistrate Pico clearly understands what is at stake for families and children in Trumbull County. We need to keep his experience in the Trumbull County Family Court.
Vote extensive experience. Vote Pico for judge.
Part of growing up in Youngstown is growing up with Rowley Brothers Markets. Even friends who have moved out of town come to shop and say hi when they're home for a visit.
And my family has always shopped at Rowley's, and today they are still my favorite grocery store. My recipes depend on the best ingredients, and that's why I get them at Rowley's, where you'll always find the freshest food at the best prices.
Rowley Brothers is a proud sponsor of the Casey Malone Show. The quality that customers have come to expect is true local flavor.
$5 Burger Mondays at Sadie's Place, inside the Best Western, Route 46, Austintown. Today I'm going to prepare for you 2 meatball recipes. Now usually you think about Italian meatballs here in the Mahoning Valley with Italian spices, beef, maybe some veal and pork in a rich red sauce, but we are going to change it up a bit. We'll start with the curried turkey meatballs. Turkey as a base with fresh ginger and cinnamon in a really nice cilantro sauce. Then we'll move over to the Mediterranean. We'll start with ground lamb as a base, fresh mint, lots of garlic in a yogurt dipping sauce. Both of these are wonderful recipes for appetizers or even as a main course. So let's get started. Ingredients you'll need for the curried turkey meatballs: 1 egg lightly beaten, 1/3 cup finely chopped onion, 1/2 cup breadcrumbs, 1/2 teaspoon curry powder, 1/2 teaspoon fresh grated ginger, 1/2 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon pepper, and 1 pound of ground turkey. For the cilantro dipping sauce, you'll need 1/2 cup fresh cilantro, 2 garlic cloves, 1/4 cup olive oil, juice from 1 lime, and salt and pepper to taste. We've preheated the oven to 350 degrees. Now let's assemble our curried turkey meatballs. We start with a pound of fresh ground turkey, then we'll add our ground ginger, the breadcrumbs. You can use seasoned. I'm using plain because there's lots of flavors in here. The cinnamon, the curry, the minced onion, the lightly beaten egg, and a little bit of salt, about 1/2 teaspoon. Now remember, turkey really doesn't have that much flavor, so all of these ingredients really help bring this together. And then you just mix it with your hands. It's the best way to do it. The turkey is thoroughly mixed. Now we'll begin rolling them into balls. For appetizer size, which is what I'm making today, go about 1 inch. So that is approximately a tablespoon of the mixture. And we'll just make them into nice little balls and put them on the parchment paper or a prepared baking sheet with some nonstick spray. Well, we've got them all rolled up into 1-inch balls, and now we'll put them in the preheated oven for 25 minutes. While those meatballs are cooking, let's prepare the cilantro sauce. We'll start with a small food processor, or a large one, or a blender, whatever you have, and we'll put in about 1/2 cup of fresh cilantro leaves that have been washed and dried. And we'll also throw in 2 cloves of garlic. Now the garlic and cilantro is chopped, so we'll add our olive oil and blend it into a nice paste. Smells wonderful. We'll scrape down the sides. Now we'll add the juice of 1 lime, and then we'll add about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. There we go. And we'll just blend it further, and it'll be ready for serving. Now let's prepare the Mediterranean meatballs. Ingredients you'll need are 1/2 cup minced onion, 3 cloves of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon olive oil, 1 tablespoon fresh mint chopped, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon cumin, 1/4 teaspoon cinnamon, 1 pound of ground lamb, 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs, and 1 egg lightly beaten. For the minted yogurt dipping sauce, you'll need 1 4-ounce carton of plain Greek yogurt, juice of 1/2 lemon, 2 tablespoons chopped fresh mint, and 1 tablespoon minced garlic. For the Mediterranean meatballs, I've already preheated the oven to 450. It's only an 8-minute cooking time, so I'm going to soften the onion and garlic before we add them to the meat. I've warmed up the tablespoon of olive oil, and I'm adding the onions and garlic, and we'll just cook these through until they're softened. It should be about 5 minutes. Well, the onions and garlic are nice and soft. We'll take it off the heat, add the other ingredients, and wait to add the egg because we don't want it to cook before we add this to the ground lamb. So now let's mix the rest of the ingredients into the skillet before we add it to the ground lamb. We'll start with the breadcrumbs. I'm using unseasoned, but you can always use the seasoned. The fresh mint, oh how I love mint. The cinnamon, the cumin, and we'll add the salt and fresh ground pepper. And now we'll mix this up and try to cool it down a bit before we add the egg. It's nice and tempered. We'll add the egg. Just mix it up, and now we'll plot this right on top of our lamb. And of course, the best way to mix it up is with your hands and just thoroughly blend it. And try to keep your meat nice and cold because it just makes it so much easier when you're rolling those meatballs. I'm going to roll these into 1-inch balls again, appetizer size, but of course you can roll them into bigger meatballs if you're using this as your main entree. Just adjust the cooking time. Well, the meatballs have been rolled. We do have some left over, so you could probably get another dozen or two out of it, but we'll put this into the preheated 450-degree oven. Do it in the upper third and set your timer for 8 minutes. Now let's get started on the minted yogurt dipping sauce. We'll start with 1 4-ounce carton of Greek yogurt. Then we'll add the juice of 1/2 lemon, add the garlic, a few tablespoons of fresh mint, and we'll just mix this all together. Now it's time to enjoy these 2 delicious meatball recipes. I absolutely love the turkey with all the Indian spices and the cilantro dipping sauce. Amazing. Try a nice Pilsner to pair with this. It won't fight with all the different flavors, but it will be like a palate cleanser. And then I'll tell you, these Mediterranean meatballs with the yogurt dipping sauce, so delicious. I love a nice Sauvignon Blanc with that, like Geyser Peak. So give it a try. I mean, these are wonderful. Main entree or appetizers, just go to my website, CaseyMaloneShow.com for the complete recipes for both and the dipping sauces, and you will love them. Cheers. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Bernard. I've been giving the people of our valley free advice for 30 years, and my message has never changed. If you're involved in an automobile accident, don't try to handle it yourself. Call a lawyer. A lawyer will be your representative, dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the red tape that you may encounter. Hiring a lawyer doesn't mean you'll end up in court. And remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases.
That's good advice. Need a lawyer? Learn more at ElizabethBernardLaw.com. Anthony D'Onofrio was born and raised in Youngstown. The D'Onofrio family served us as judges for over 50 years with the utmost integrity. As a county prosecutor and Youngstown deputy law director, Anthony D'Onofrio convicted numerous violent felons and those who assaulted our seniors. As judge, he will provide the integrity our families deserve. Elect Anthony D'Onofrio, a name you know and can trust.
To own a business where your name's on the window can be pretty cool. That's my family. My name is Danny Catullo, and I'm the owner of Catullo Prime Meats. My grandfather started the business in 1962. I was able to take our old style butcher shop and bring it out to the new age using e-commerce to get our products to more customers. When we started shipping, there was not a ton of information out there. That's where we really worked with FedEx so they could be able to help us with our perishable shipping. We were taking on new purchases that we never had to make before. Boxes, coolers, ice packs, anything that was involved around shipping. So we can no longer do this with the cash that we had on hand. So because of the Plum Card from American Express and all of its benefits, it was a natural fit to help grow our business. And when someone calls and lets you know that you made their dinner, that's satisfaction that you can't get anywhere else.
Benjamin Moore paints and stains are the best you can buy, and R&S Paint is where you want to buy them. Your possibilities are endless because Benjamin Moore is an innovator in color technology. Our comfortable environment makes your color choice easy. R&S Paint, rnspaint.com.
I am blessed with a wonderful husband. He's stuck with me through thick and thin, and he's a fantastic father. So when he needed long-term care, not just any place would do, we did our research. Everyone said, trust the name you know, Briarfield. With all those locations, there's always one close. That made it easy for me and the kids to visit more often, Briarfield.
Trust the name you know, Briarfield. Proudly serving the Valley for over 20 years.
Mayflower Woolham is your full-service independent insurance agency for your business. We work with several companies so you have choices for your insurance needs. Commercial properties, professional liability, bonding, and general. Trust Mayflower Woolham.
It's time to get real about getting engaged. Real experts you can count on.
Real pricing and financing for your budget. And really one-of-a-kind engagement rings.
That are unique as she is. Get real, get Kamara.
Get real, get Kamara.
In the Coal Creek Plaza in Canfield.
4 for $5 till 6. Happy hour at Sadie's Place inside the Best Western, Route 46, Austintown. I'm sure you have seen whiskey sticks around because they're in all my favorite stores and specialty retail shops. And You Dough Girl is the name of the company that produces them. And the president is Kathy Boswell. This is all her baby. And we're visiting here at her top secret location, the production facility. And we're gonna find out more about how whiskey sticks came to be. So thank you for letting us into your workshop here. Welcome. I see that we are surrounded by pretzels. And you make the special coating that goes on the pretzels, but not the actual pretzel itself.
Exactly.
So how did you determine what pretzel was good enough for your whiskey sticks? I want to hear about that research.
Believe it or not, it was all an accident. I used to use pretzels that they're called a cut pretzel. I was running down to my last batch and we had to make them, and the company had sent me the wrong pretzel. This pretzel had a broken piece on each end, so the pretzel was one big long pretzel, and they snapped them instead of cutting them, which was wonderful because the whiskey, the sauce soaked into the ends of the pretzel. I didn't like the pretzel. I thought it looked like a second, like these were an accident. But actually it worked out for the best. And that's when I decided to use this pretzel.
So how did you come up with the recipe?
Well, I went to a party and there was a pretzel there that had a flavoring on it. And I said, oh, these are good. I don't even like pretzels.
Yeah.
And so I went home and tried to, make my own recipe, and it was trial and error, and it was like I felt like a mad scientist because every time I would make the recipe I'd write it down and try over and over again and add and delete or whatever, and then till I got to the right consistency. Took them to a couple parties and
huge hit.
Yeah, everybody loved them. And then I sold Pampered Chef. And I would take them to parties that I was doing. I was cooking in front of people. That's my passion.
Yeah.
And they wanted the pretzel. I'm like, no, I'm not selling the pretzel. I'm selling Pampered Chef.
I'm just bringing this as a nice little treat while I'm,
yeah, because everyone gets hungry when you're smelling the food being cooked.
From when you began to now, what has your increase been?
Oh, folds. We run every other day, 500 pounds of whiskey sticks. And pretzels are light. People were scared, there's whiskey, but the whiskey is all cooked off. The whiskey stick is kind of a catch to, the name of the pretzel, right?
But yes, I do understand.
So it was just kind of like a slogan. Famous people have ate these.
Really, you're gonna name drop for me?
One of my favorite, Doris Day.
Doris Day likes your whiskey sticks?
Yes, yeah.
I love her.
They're in California.
Caseythirdapril.
Yeah.
How did she get them?
Friend of mine's friend is good friends with her, and we got her address and shipped them out to her. She sent me a beautiful letter back.
And then she special orders them down? Is that cool? Give me her address.
Let's see, Willie Nelson.
Wow. He might be smoking them.
Graham Nash.
Really?
Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Yes.
We believe that Steven Spielberg, Stephen King, Tanya Tucker,
Loved him.
Bob Seger.
Bob Seger.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's really diverse. Have you gotten notice from a lot of these people?
No, the only thing that was Doris Day.
Well, we're going to get a gallery of everybody that, Rogue's Gallery of Whiskey Sticks fans. Now, Kathy, you have the 3-ounce bag, and you also have the 12-ounce bag. I mean, the 3-ounce bag, I could go through this in 20 minutes.
They're called a tongue teaser.
Yeah, I mean, really, don't waste your time with the little ones.
A lot of people want the little ones because they know what they're going to do.
Exactly.
So the little ones sell, it's just as much as big.
Now, really, for parties, you could even, you're thinking about a bigger bag?
It's perfect.
Party size?
You are the life of the party when you bring a bag of whiskey sticks. Some people say that they can't have a family function without whiskey sticks on the kitchen table.
Do you have a preference for a whiskey that you use?
No, I don't. It all burns off. So you can't taste the whiskey on these. Don't taste like whiskey at all.
Yeah.
So it all burns off. So it doesn't matter. So whatever's on sale.
But you're not going to go and start branding and doing different kinds.
It's there's too much. It's too much to do that.
Well, you have a wonderful product, and I just love, local entrepreneurs doing really well, and you know what? You're filling a need. People need whiskey sticks. So go to their website, find a location, get to your store, and have a toast with the whiskey sticks to Kathy. Thank you.
Thanks, Casey.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.